Welcome, everybody. I'm Deb Beroset. I'm the founder of Moxie Creative and Consulting, and this is Conversations with Moxie, where we have cool, interesting conversations with cool, interesting people. And today, my guest is none other than the amazing Saeteesh. Saeteesh is she's been a fashion designer, she's a style expert, and she's a model. And she is loud and proud about the fact that she is all of 72 years young. And Saeteesh, thank you so much for doing this today and being our guest talking about cultivating personal style.
My pleasure. My great pleasure. Thank you so much for asking.
Absolutely. So you and I met because you were in one of the soul care master classes that Moxie offers. And it was pretty much love at first sight for me. I just thought, this woman, oh my God, she is amazing.
Likewise, likewise.
So I thought it would be really great. You know, you're going to be giving us some amazing tips. And and we have a comment here, and beautiful as well, which is absolutely true about you. So
About
you're,
you.
well, thank you. So you're going to be giving us some really sage advice on creating a personal style, on looking our best, on how we do that. But I thought before we get into some of that, I would love to give people a sense of the many faces of Saeteesh. So, you know, I'm going to see if I can. I've never done this before. Yes, and here we go. So I've loaded up a couple of pictures of you, Saeteesh. I am really crazy about this one. And by the way, if you're watching, I can't see who's watching on this platform. So just type in a comment and say hey, say hi, and if you have questions, type them in, and Saeteesh is open to any and all questions.
Absolutely.
So, right?
Absolutely.
So I love this look on you. It's so saucy. You're a hat woman, am I right?
Oh my God. Hats are. There's a quote about hats, and I'm probably going to get it wrong, but a t shirt's a t shirt, but a hat just makes you something special. You know, everybody wears t shirts, da 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 da. Put a hat on your head, it changes everything.
Yeah. Well, this hat is life itself right here. And this is the whole outfit, which I adore. So what was this photo taken for?
An event that usually happens once a year called I Am Fabulous, which is a runway fashion show for women 65 and older.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, yeah. This terrific woman, Sarah Edwards, who has a company called Some Great People, began I Am Fabulous probably 5 years ago, and 4 years ago I was invited to be a part of it, and I've done it every year. And it's a celebration of women. It used to be 65, I think it's 60 now. And you walk the runway, and we had 1 year, a woman that we had was in a nursing home. She was 90 something years old, and her grandson held her arm as she walked, and she was just incredibly fabulous. And then last year, there was a woman whose husband pushed her in her wheelchair, and then she played the harmonica when she got to the end of the runway. It was so much fun. It's just celebrating women and all they have come to be by the time they've gotten to a certain age. Unapologetic.
So coming back here, so so Saeteesh, and now we've gotten this kind of array of looks of yours, many of which were for fashion shows. Talk to me a little bit about just the idea of fashion versus style. What's the difference there?
The difference is fashion is what you see in a magazine, and then you pick and choose and um, and curate your own look from that. At whatever price point works for you. I'm telling you, I was a thrifter long before thrifting became the thing to do, and now it's harder to find anything. But I found, I was looking for dress up clothes when I first got into retail, because the clothes I designed weren't, they were more special event kind of clothes, more couture kind of clothes, more one of a kind. So when I needed jackets and things like that, I started finding some fabulous thrift or resale shops. And you can find Armani there. You can find, if they don't see the label, like a recognizable label, you're really in luck because they'll price it really cheap. If they know the label, it's a little higher, but nevertheless, it's a great way to find your style, because then if it doesn't work, you find it doesn't work for you, it's not a big deal to pass it on again, recycle it again, because that cuts down on the impact on the planet.
Right, right. So I imagine that you have, um, well, I know that you've had women approach you and say, help me, right? Help me.
That's what I do.
Help me with my look.
Yes.
So why don't we cover some, like, I'm just going to ask you about different sorts of things and you tell me what you would say to somebody about that. So for example, um, let's start from the inside out, not the inside, but undergarments. I mean, let's just talk about undergarments because I know you have opinions about that.
They're as important as the outer garment, and you need to match your undergarment to your outer garment, because this is looking in the mirror. Your mirror is a full length mirror is your best friend. Look front and back, but look for lines, lumps, things that not particularly attractive. Put, what was the question?
Undergarments.
Okay.
What about them?
Well, the woman who invented Spanx, people love her or hate her, but I think that what a Spanx can do for you, and now men have learned can just control the jigglies underneath your clothes. And a lot of clothes these days are knit, and they're not forgiving at all. And if you don't even want to worry about that, then go to a structured garment like a jacket with the shoulder, or pants that have, more fabric in them, not just pull on pants. And God forbid, check for camel toe when you pull on your yoga pants or your stretchy pants. That's not a good look anywhere.
No.
Um, a bra, get decent bras, but you don't need just one. You need more than one. You'll need a bra for t-shirts. You'll need a bra for décolleté. You need whatever your garment is. Remember that when you're buying your garment, you need to have your undergarments that work with it, and that can mean pantyhose. If you sorry, but pantyhose are pantyhose. And
Right.
older legs aren't as even toned, and also, nothing, it helps for varicose veins and things like that. I love tights underneath for to give you an elongated look, and with your boots in the winter. And but yeah, be sure to check the mirror and see what's going on underneath, and then take a trip to your, I don't know, you can go to TJ Maxx. They have a variety of things. You can go to Nordstrom. You can even go online if you're familiar with the brand. There's always returns, there's always returns.
Right. Right. So when somebody's working on, let's say they want to up level their look. Look, we're we're
Mhm.
we're all evolving creatures. We are not the same people we were a year ago, let alone some of my stuff in my closet's 10 years or more older, right? Um, what do you what's your advice to us about that confidence, first of all? Like the confidence to actually try our wings at some new look, something that's different for us that we might not think we would normally wear.
If you're an adventurous person, you can do this by yourself, but it might be good to have a gal pal with you or a guy that, has a different look, has a different eye, and just go try things on.
Mm,
Don't get bogged down in sizes and all that. Just go try on some things. It's a little harder right now to try things on. Lots of stores don't allow it, but several do. And just peruse the racks and see something, pick up something you would never in your wildest dreams want to try on. Try it on. And don't be the thing is, look with an eye of what does this do or don't do for me? Not right away being critical, but take time to look at it like you'd look at a painting, like you'd look at a car that you're going to buy, like you'd look at a house that you wanted to buy. Look at what it offers to me and take the best of that if that is piece doesn't work and move on. It's an evolution. I used to always wear black because when I was designing, the whole idea is I would blend into the background and my client was the centerpiece. And so blending into the background meant wearing black or neutral or dark colors. When I started doing more modeling and getting more involved in social media and online, and plus the influence of my younger friends, they're all about color, all about prints, all about mixing it up, all about let's make your eye is drawn to color naturally. You look at flowers, you see a shiny object. I mean, and that's what your eye is drawn to. And everyone can wear some color. I thought I couldn't wear color at all. Look at me, here I am in red. My and you'll find that there are certain colors that work for you, certain size prints that work better for you than others. Tiny prints versus gigantic prints versus medium-sized prints. Those are all things. Trust yourself when you see it. If when you look in the mirror and it gives you some kind of, oh, that's something that you want to start focusing on.
yeah. Yeah, that kind of a ooh, right?
Yeah, it's just,
Mhm.
and you might not be as enthusiastic as we are, but you will know it when you see it. It's just like you know what you like when you look at anything, really anything. It's like when you look at food and you go, "Oh yeah, I really like that," and then you look at something else and go, "I don't want to eat that at all." It's the same with clothes. You will innately have that feeling, and especially when you're older, you've lived in your body a very long time, and you've um, colors and patterns and things like that will come more naturally than shapes. Shapes are hard because our bodies keep changing. It doesn't matter if you were 110 pounds when you were 20 years old and you're still 10 pounds when you're 72 years old. It just doesn't look the same. Like our skin doesn't have the elasticity it does. It's so that muffin top everyone talks about could just be your skin not being as taut as it used to be. Not that it has anything to do with that there's something wrong with you.
Mm.
And there are undergarments for that as well. You just
Mm-hmm.
slide one of those on if you're wearing a tight top. Otherwise, you can wear a more forgiving top. But please don't wear gigantic clothes thinking you're hiding anything, because all you're doing is wearing gigantic clothes. We want your shoulders to fit where your shoulders should fit. You want to have to look in the mirror and see something going on, as far as a silhouette, not just a big, gigantic bag. And an example is that last photograph that you showed of me in the energy gear. It was a gigantic shirt, and it was over short pants.
Mm.
But there was the reverse backpack on there. You'll notice that I did some cute little socks, and I did some little tiny kitten heels, and bracelets and earrings and all of that kind of thing can make an outfit out of um, something that hasn't a lot of shape, but a necklace can draw a line down if you wear a long necklace, and that elongates your neck. Look at your earrings. Do you want your um, the focus to be up toward here, or do you want it to follow down here? What's a good length for you? I've actually gone and had earrings redone um, that were hanging down here, and I had them just moved up that much because I don't have that long of a neck. But the earrings
Mm.
are perfect earrings for the outfit, so I went
Mm.
aisle.
Well, that's a really great tip. That's a great tip. So, talk to me a little bit, Sateesh, about like for example, myself. I have clothes in my closet I haven't even pulled out in a million years. Partly because of what's going on this year, but partly just because I haven't. So, if I wanted to come up with some new, really great outfits, how would you suggest I do that whole shopping in my own closet thing to come up with something new?
If I were you, I would, because I do this for my clients. I go in their closet and put things together they don't think of. Go in your closet and do the same thing. Start with something, a long lean line is always good to start with, and then put things over it. I don't know if you're a pants person or a dress person or a skirt person. That has a lot to do with it, what's comfortable on your feet, because I think shoes complete an outfit, as does jewelry and other accessories. But just if you see, I have my clothes in colors. I have my black pants, and I have my pattern, colored pants, and I have, and I, and then your jeans, and then your leggings, and then all of that. But then do the same with your tops, do the same with your dresses, do the same with your jackets. Then just keep pulling from different areas and putting them together. And it can be unexpected things, especially when you're talking about color, because right now it's very okay to wear a floral top with a not with another floral over jacket that's not the same but in the same color hues. Same with the pants. You make sure that your line of the lines on your body are following your most flattering lines, but just I would just, if you think these are supposed to match and they don't quite match, try it anyway.
Mm.
If you think you've got a striped top and a plaid jacket, try it. It might bother your eye for a minute. I was this last fashion shoot I was at. Um, this woman that was older was put in a skirt and top, and the skirt was print and the top was print. They weren't matching prints, And we just had to convince her that she looked really good because it was so foreign for her not to be wearing a simple color, first of all. And first of all, and having a pattern was foreign to her, and then a pattern that was not the same as the pattern below. But the skirt was a flattering skirt, and the top was a flattering top, and so it really worked.
Hmm.
And by the time she was done, she was a star.
Hmm. I love what you said about, your eye not being used to it, because I remember, some years ago really studying. I'm not exactly a student of fashion, but I do love style, right? And I was looking through a Vogue magazine, and I was looking at these wild juxtapositions of
Mhm.
prints, and some of the really interesting color combination, like unexpected, like you would never think to put those
Yes,
two
yes,
colors together,
yes.
and how fantastic they looked. And so it was a little game I played for a while of just like
Hmm.
stopping and pausing and looking at, okay, well, what are the different ingredients in this look? And
Exactly.
I think I kind of trained my eye a little bit to not recoil at mixing prints, and it really loosened up my own personal style quite a bit,
Yeah.
actually.
Yes, and you can do the same thing with the jewelry you decide to put on. You can put on something that doesn't, it normally you just go for the same old, same old. That's why H&M is so great for jewelry because you can buy baubles that don't cost a lot. And I was always a believer that you should only buy good jewelry. That was my staple because when you go into an office or a certain setting, that's just your uniform. But when you're dressing for for yourself, for fun, for an event, you want to be a little more sassy. You just want to show your personality, and if you're the present to everyone else, and that's what I always say is you're a gift to everyone that sees you. The only thing that you see once you're dressed is your nails.
Yeah,
Really, we
that's true.
yeah. So your nails
Yeah,
and your rings and maybe your feet. But
yeah,
yeah, so the whole idea of getting dressed is to make yourself, tie a ribbon on it. That's what I say.
I love
Maybe
that.
tuck a flower in, put a hat on, whatever.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I mean, for me, Sateesh, um, you are like just this shining example of a woman who owns who she is and has fun with it. I mean, right down to your name, Sateesh. Oh, and by the way, her name is just one Sateesh, not two. Um, this
That's a Facebook
That's
thing.
a
They have
Facebook
to
thing,
have two names.
right?
And
But
let me tell the little story about when I
yes,
first started on Facebook. I split my name up and said SAE, and then TEE was my last name, thinking, well, people would figure it out. People have known me my whole life. Sateesh started calling me Sa. So I
that's
couldn't
not going to
bear
work.
I could not bear that. So I went to Sateesh. Eventually, Facebook will catch up to me and have just one name. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So were you told me what you were in art school? I mean,
yes, I was in the College of Art and Design.
this was a few minutes ago.
Yeah, 45 years ago
Okay.
or so. And I was getting divorced, and my lawyer asked me what name I wanted when I was finished. And I went, well, do I want my dad's name, my first husband's name, my second husband's name? No, I want to belong to myself. And so through a series of accidents, which there are none, the name Satish was presented to me, and I changed my name in court. It took me a long time to get the divorce, but I changed my name immediately to Saeteesh.
Mm, I love that. And I'm going to say it was magical coincidence. I mean, you actually, I'm going to ask that you share that
Okay.
part of the story that you told somebody. You told your friend, I'm going
I
to
told my
change the
best
name,
friend
right?
after I'd been to the lawyer, I said, I'm going to change my name because I mentioned also that Roots was on TV, and that was a very powerful series to me, where Toby wanted to be wanted to be Kunta Kinte. That's who he was. He wasn't Toby. He was Kunta Kinte. Somebody gave him the name Toby, and it rubbed him the wrong way, and I felt the same way. So I told my best friend I'm going to change my name, and I want it to be one name. Then I will belong to myself. And that was the only person I ever told, and proceeded to walk through a hallway. And as I'm going down the stairs, and this young woman is coming up the stairs, she turns to me and says, I know what your name should be. And I said, what should my name be? She said, Saeteesh. I said, so how do you spell Saeteesh? She said, I don't know. I just know what your name should be. I never saw her before. I never saw her again. She walked her way. I walked my way. Um,
Oh, that gives me chills.
my life has been like that. I just accept what's given to me.
A magical coincidence life. That's great.
Yeah.
So, Satish, um, when you were a little girl, how did
Mm.
you how did you get interested in all of this to begin with?
I was born interested. We're born who we are. I grew up in a dairy farm in Wisconsin, and um, I always knew what I wanted to put on. And my mom sewed our clothes, and I would look, when I got older, I learned how to sew myself. And there was one thing that we were always indulged in because my mom was a sewer, that we could always buy whatever fabric we liked. And I would watch old movies and the glamour of old movies. I'd watch American Bandstand, see what was currently on the fashion scene. I'd look at Ed Sullivan and see what the entertainers were wearing, Motown and all that, Diana Ross and whoever. I saw Barbara Streisand in a movie, and my prom dress turned into a Barbara Streisand dress.
Your date probably didn't know what to do with you.
Yeah, he wasn't up to my speed.
Yeah.
He was a handsome devil, though.
Okay. Well, we'll give him that. We'll give him
Yeah.
that. Well, I love that, and I love that. You did modeling early on in life, and then you dropped it for a long time, and then you came back to it.
And yeah, I think I find that's true of a lot of women because then we give ourselves to our families, and they become so all important that we forget that we're important too.
Hmm.
And I didn't have a lot of children. I just had two, and they were 12 years apart, but yet for some reason they were all consuming what their lives were, making sure that they were taken care of. And then when they're gone, um, they're gone, but they're out of the house and they don't take up all your interest. You find yourself again. You find whatever it is about you that is authentic and real, and um, doesn't depend on someone else. And I think when you get dressed, you portray that to the world, that you value yourself, that you're a valuable asset. And because there's only one of you ever, I mean, you're you're it. You're the one.
That's it.
So why not dress it up?
Yeah, I love that. And a lot of women, I think, um, have different sorts of struggles with getting older and having. I think sometimes women feel like, okay, well, the time for all that has passed. I'm just going to try to look presentable. I'm not saying a lot of women, but there are some women, right? And then there are examples like you, who at 72 is totally rocking it. I mean, what would you say to your sisters who maybe aren't quite as confident in their style as you are?
You're confident in something I'm not. Transfer that to getting dressed.
Mm, that's really good. That's really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And just play with it, right?
Just notice what makes you sparkle inside. Notice what makes you. I mean, everybody's got something in their closet that it's their favorite, and it doesn't have to be their favorite because it's comfortable. It's because they just feel something special in that, whatever it is. It could be it could be a pair of earrings, it could be a ring, it could be um, a special. There's sometimes something will come into your life that just makes you feel extra special, and start there.
Hmm.
And wear that thing as much as you can, because it's like good dishes. you know what are
Yeah.
you saving it for? My mom used to save all of her nice nightgowns for the hospital. I'm like, what? you know and I
Yeah.
grew up in an environment, but yeah, where you save things. I just saw a Beyonce video, and one of the little snippets is these elegant, wonderful, beautifully dressed people in this couch that has plastic on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that was a thing where you put plastic on your.
Yeah. We are not in the plastic on couch school of thought here.
No, not at all. We're
No.
just keep you just yeah. Put some lipstick on for sure, though.
Oh yeah. What are your words of wisdom regarding lips?
Um, well, I have lips, so
You have lips.
and they weren't always something to flaunt. When I was growing up, took a lot of abuse, shall we say, about my lips, and then I wore like pale lips, and then, but now, as 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 you age, you don't have as much color in your complexion as you used to, and you don't want to pile on a lot of anything. I just put color on my lips, and I find that even if I don't have anything on my eyes, it's it's it just perks you up.
Yeah.
Everything about you. And there's so many shades of lipstick, and that's a fun place to experiment with fashion too, or style, or color, or whatever you want to call it. Focus on a little something something around your lips.
Yeah. Any other little makeup tips for those of us who are, you know, in the third chapter of life? However many there are. Who knows?
I think it's really fun. Well, I've had some horrible experiences at the makeup counter at, your local department store. But if you ever have the opportunity to have your makeup professionally done, sometimes just having somebody put some lashes on you is great. Like, as I've gotten older, my lashes disappeared. As I got older, my eyebrows disappeared. I had them microbladed. It was like the,
Oh,
the bestest thing ever, not to have to draw them on every day. Like, because Whoopi Goldberg can do it, have no eyebrows, and she can pull it off. But your eyebrows frame your face.
mm,
And so I had invested in microblading, and I think it's hands down the best thing I ever did for myself. It was
wow.
scary,
Yeah.
because it's like getting a tattoo. It's not a tattoo, but it's like getting a tattoo. And the reason I never got a tattoo is they couldn't pierce my ears right. How in the world were they ever going to get a tattoo right?
Yeah.
I got my ears are pierced this way instead of this way. Earrings are up, I have to pick certain earrings so they lay next to my head, not stick out like, bah!
Oh, yeah. Well, thanks for that, right?
Yeah. I was, was referred to someone who had her eyebrows done, and she was just gorgeous. And so I went to this person, and I have, um, I thought, excellent results. You can choose how dark or not dark you want them, and you can always add some more. But I had asked her to do them in a natural shape. And so they look natural, not like they look like eyebrows. Boom.
Yeah.
And then you can always boom if you want to do it for a look for a night.
Oh, that's a good way to do it. I like
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah.
like that. Wow. Okay. Very interesting. I'm gonna have to think about that.
Well, you've got eyebrows, or is that
I've,
work?
no, those are my own eyebrows. Those are
Yeah.
untouched eyebrows. But I've never had any success with that new eyebrow look that you
Oh,
see.
yeah. I
You
know.
know, I've tried it once or twice, and I just thought, oh my
It's
God.
a bit harsh for anyone older. I do
Yeah,
believe. I
I,
don't think it's up our, it's not our game.
that is not for us.
Not just,
There's plenty of other things for us.
lipstick.
Lipstick is for us. Lipstick is for us. That's right. All right. Well, so,
And invest in a good haircut. It's
oh,
very hard to get a good haircut right now because you have a mask on and all the accoutrement, like if you wear frames like I do, you know. But if you can get a good haircut, that makes your life easier. If you can't just grow your hair out and put it in a knot on top of your head,
yes,
whatever works for you.
yes. I swear by my hair goddess for sure. She's guiding me through a hair journey of color. That's a whole different story.
No, and I'm so excited about following it too. I have, yeah.
Yeah. So, any parting philosophy for us, Saeteesh?
Oh, what's my Oscar Wilde quote? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Little Oscars. It's always a good time for little Oscar Wilde.
Um, I can't. My brain just goes
Oh, you
blank.
told me what it is. Be yourself. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken.
Exactly.
That's it. Okay. So be yourself. Everybody else is already taken. I mean, how can you go wrong with that, right?
Yeah, you'd only be a shabby imitation if you're trying to copy someone else.
That's so true.
They're the real deal, and you're the real deal,
And so are you.
and so are you.
So if someone wanted to get in touch with you, how do they do that, Saeteesh?
Okay, my Instagram, if you know Instagram and wanted to DM me on the Instagram, my handle is Saeteesh Unleashed.
Okay. Saeteesh.
And my Facebook is Saeteesh,
As it shows on the screen.
as it shows on the screen.
Okay. Excellent. And I'm Deb with Moxie, and you can reach me through the website URL, which has been scrolling across the bottom of the screen this whole time.
And I have to tell you, sign up. Just sign up. It is
for the Soul Care Masterclass.
well, any of them,
Mhm.
anything you do.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
she's a remarkable woman.
Well,
I'm so happy to have made her acquaintance.
thank you. And likewise.
Can't wait till we can meet in person someday.
Yes. Yes. And meanwhile, we're having a great time in the advanced soul care.
Exactly.
That's a blast. All right, my dear. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
we'll talk soon. Bye.
Bye.